We can do it, we can do it, we can help the Cinderella.
Time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome everyone to episode 278 of Born to be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun, hanging out with friends, talking about the wild formats of Hearthstone, and spotlighting. I'm still laughing at the intro. I'm sorry. Members of the wild community. I'm your host, Hydralisk. It's great to be back on this wonderful Friday evening here in beautiful British Columbia. I'm joined by fellow hosts, ElectricSheepCity.
Meowdy.
And Schmoopydady.
I don't have anything witty this week.
Fair enough.
For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We record this podcast live every Friday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs. And the video version of this podcast is then posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all of the podcast apps. However you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today. Thank you. Yes. You.
Content plug. Schmoopydady. Before we get into the main topic of the show tonight, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the patrons of our show. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video on YouTube. Another simple way to support the show is to leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching live on Twitch, we got some awesome emotes that you can unlock by subscribing to the channel. This is free if you use Amazon Prime. None of them are banned. Finally, if you'd like to support the show financially, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 per month. We have some channels in the Discord that are unlocked by subscribing to the Patreon, where you can see the show coming together each week. Check it out. If you'd like to interact with us personally, please join our Discord, a free and amazing online community of friends from all across the world who love talking about wild Hearthstone. Links to all of this stuff and more, including our merch, can be found on our website, which is www.borntobewildhs.com. Hydralisk, how's your week?
Good. My boy had another procedure this week. Things are on the upswing though, which is really, really good. He had to go down under some anesthetic again, and he as far as I know, this was kind of his first time having that sort of like drunk feeling because when he was coming out on the way home, 'cause we didn't stay long, they kicked us out like after, and we're driving home. It's funny, the surgeon, he's like, it's part of our policy, we have to walk you to the vehicle. So he's like holding my son's arm and walks him to the vehicle. We get in, and he was so loopy. It was absolutely adorable. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. He doesn't remember much of what happened, but things are going really, really well. So that's the point. So stoked. We're getting sort of near the end of this thing, which is nice. I started writing in the show notes, but it looks like I stopped. I've been rewatching the X-Files recently, and I'm
classic.
Yeah, it is. And I'm like towards the end of season 2 right now, and I kind of like been watching it while I play games of Hearthstone because I've seen all the episodes before, so it's kind of like okay for me to watch while I'm playing a game. Sometimes I'll pause it if like there's a turn I really need to think about or whatever, but I absolutely love it. Cheap.
I actually have been starting my first rewatch since like middle school of the X-Files, and I'm like 2 or 3 episodes into season 1. So like you're ahead of me, but like so far it has. Hydra's further along in me and his rewatch, but like I just finished the elevator one. Nice. The Hydra for so you know exactly where I'm still fairly early on in season 1, but yeah, it oh my gosh, I
believe
classic.
I'm on season 2, episode 17. I believe.
You're farther along in season 2 than I am in season 1.
Yeah, don't forget, this is back in the day when there's like 24 episodes a season, like an hour long kind of thing. So it's a lot of content. But it's so funny that we were both doing the same thing and didn't even discuss it. So yeah, that's
until right now.
yeah. No, that's really cool. Yeah, if there's any episodes you want to talk about, hit me up because it's super cool. I'm at a really cool 2-parter right now, which is awesome. But anyway, I guess X-Files is old news, but in actually old but new news, I guess. So this has come up a few times with my plagued computer, where when I play Hearthstone on my computer, I get it's almost like the spectator bug kind of thing, but I'm just playing. Like the game freezes and it'll be like a mid attack and nothing happens, but you can either wait it out and it'll say Hearthstone is reconnecting you to your game and you can wait, but it depends on when it happens, right? Like if I've made all my moves and I've sent everything face or something like that, and then it happens, like I can just chill and it takes about like 40 seconds and my opponent's playing their turn and I'm fine and it's my turn again.
Yeah, it's
not
whatever.
Not a big deal.
Right.
But there's sometimes it happens at a really inopportune, one of those two times. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's Alt F4, open the client again. Hopefully I get back in and get reconnected. Like, come on, I was trying to do something and it screws me up real bad. And so I had a conversation with Hat. I looked it up. It was in 2023, which is really weird that this is how long ago it happened, where he asked me about my antiviruses and what I have. And I told him that I had Norton, right? And he's like, you should probably get that off your computer. Like, because I've searched far and wide this problem, and no one is really complaining about this on the internet. I also found on Reddit, because I asked him, I saw one person on Reddit say that they think it was Norton, right? Like, no one is talking about this issue. I'm getting disconnected, and I've been having to reconnect to my games for like 3 years, and it's insane. And I've never been able to fix it. So Hat suggested uninstalling Norton. Sure. I did that. It seemed like it was working, but it kind of comes in spurts. So it felt like it was fine for a few days. And I'd come on the podcast and be like, I fixed it. Yeah, finally. Yay. And then it would just start happening like 2 days later. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, what is this? Like, I'm plugged right in with an Ethernet cable, like to my modem, which is right there. Like, this isn't like a Wi-Fi issue. There's nothing. Anyways, I was looking up recently because my son was having issues. He couldn't log into his school email because Norton was blocking it. And there's like no way around it. Like he just couldn't do it. And it also is messing up his Chrome. He can only use, Opera is the only browser that works properly. It messes up his Chrome 100%. Like, it was real bad. Anyways, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this stupid Norton thing on his computer. And when I went to do that, the Norton website says, one does not simply uninstall Norton, basically is what they say. You can't just uninstall it. They have a tool to uninstall it, but you can't just use the tool either. You have to do both. You have to uninstall from your computer and you have to use their tool, their uninstall tool. So their instructions straight up say using the tool doesn't work by itself. You need to manually uninstall everything and then use the uninstall tool. So like this entire time, I thought I uninstalled it by uninstalling it, right? And then I find there's a
you
tool.
do with most things.
Logical.
But if you solely use just the tool or you solely uninstalled it, neither of those two work unless you did both in a specific order, right?
You have to
Answer
cut
me,
the
these
red
riddles
and
three.
blue wire. Again, in a specific order.
What is your name? What is your quest?
What is the airspeed velocity of a coconut-laden swallow?
Of coconut laden with Norton antivirus.
I understand none of these references.
Oh, it's all Monty
No, man,
Python.
well, we have to give you some homework. You have to watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I mean, you know what? I actually went and seen it live before, like in like a Broadway thingy.
What? Well, that's all of these references.
Yeah. You know what? When I first watched, people are going to hate me for this. When I first watched Monty Python, I thought it was the dumbest thing I've seen in my entire life. Like, I was like not understanding. And I had these friends who would be like, knee all the time. And I'm like, can you stop? It's not funny. And then I went to go see Monty Python, the musical, where they did basically all of their main skits and they did it live. And it was the funniest thing that like I'd ever seen live. It was so good. And I was like, I guess I like Monty Python. It is good. Like everyone in the crowd was laughing so hard and it was an absolute hoot. But I've not gone back and watched like The Life of Brian and The Holy Grail and like all that stuff. Like
The Life of Brian.
I think the TV show's hit and
incredible.
miss. The TV show is hit or miss, but there are some good skits. But like,
I mean,
it's a slog sometimes.
It's skit
stand-up.
comedy,
It's gonna happen.
so it's gonna be hit and miss. Like how many episodes did they put out? Literally hundreds. So I mean, makes sense.
I've watched like half of it, I think.
The best part though about the
Impressive.
musical was they knew which ones were the best skits, right? And put them all into the musical thing. And it was absolutely hilarious.
A live best of.
I totally don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah. Anyways, I combined the two methods as per what I found on some video that the Norton website links you to when you go of how to uninstall. There's like a YouTube video. And I did that and I played Hearthstone all weekend and it didn't even happen once.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yes. Schmoopydady, that is the correct thing to say. Yet.
True.
It didn't happen once. And then throughout the week, I've gone on, I've done dailies, and nothing. Yet. So, but the funny thing is, what really bugged me is like to remove Norton 100% from your computer, you must download something else from the Norton website. And that was the uninstall tool. I'm like, so I have to have another Norton program on my computer to get rid of the Norton program. And so how do I uninstall that 100%?
I was gonna say, how do you uninstall the uninstall program? Does that have
there
like
a
its
YouTube
own
video
little
for
secret
that?
handshake?
Right.
You take your hard drive that had it on it out and you drill a hole through it. I mean, you probably want a new hard drive first, but
this time I think I did it. I think I did it. I don't want to say that I got it, but I think I did it. So we're gonna go with yay? Question mark?
I think you did. I think you did. I think you did.
Yeah. Also, I bought a new cool hockey jersey, but it's a Red Dragons hockey jersey.
Oh, sick.
And this thing is awesome. I absolutely
So
love it. It says Red Dragons on the back. I was really stoked.
Is that a real team?
No, not at all.
It's like a Red Dragon, like.
It's a skateboarding brand from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Oh, okay. All right, now I'm
Yeah.
on board. So we're not having somebody's liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti.
No, don't you remember like
Okay.
Swollen Members from like year 2000?
No,
No. Go back and listen to Swollen Members.
that is not a name I would forget.
Especially at like, what, 11, 12? Like the year 2000?
Yeah, that was not right. That would not be something that would have escaped young Schmoopy's, young Schmoopydaddy's radar.
For some reason, I think like most people on the West Coast knew them, and it didn't like go super far east.
Yeah, it
Coast.
probably
I don't
didn't
know.
transfer over. Probably didn't transfer over.
Yeah. Anyway,
I see some people with like Red Dragon stickers around here, like in the
like
Boulder
on their cars
area.
and stuff, like their back on their windows and stuff. Yeah. Like that's the big thing is people always put the decals on their window. Yeah, well, when you do that, when you pass by them, you should do this. This is the Dragon Claw, and they might do it back.
Cool.
All right, enough about me. Electric Sheep City, how was your week?
I've been having a lot of fun playing auras and wherever I can, be it in our format of wild, be it in standard. I'm just what is it? Aura farming that the kids say these days. I don't know what the slang is, but yeah, been having a blast. I talked about that more at length last week, but I've still been doing that. On Wednesday, my mother came in town, so we picked her up. She came in the evening, so my wife and I carpooled to work. We both work in the same city there. And then we carpooled to pick her up from the airport, and then went out to dinner, came home, put the lamb to bed. It was just, a blast. She's still here. She'll be here until Monday morning. I get to drop her off at the Denver airport before work on Monday. So that'll be fun. That has been and will be fun. That is my past and continuing week there. I've also been playing some other games. So I pretty much always have an idle game going on in the background. Like, it's just a thing that I do. I mean, like, idle games are just an idle passion of mine. Not one that I'm particularly vocal about, because it's just kind of a thing to manage to have going on in the background, because I have ADD, and having other random things going on that are free is good. And so I've been playing Poke Idol. Yeah. I've been playing Poke Idol for quite a bit. So it's a Pokemon like skinned essentially version of an idol game. So I've gone as far as I can in Kanto right now, and they're like prestige things that I'll have to do to like catch the rest of them here. And confirmed, Millsy, Poke Idol, not Poke Clicker. I've played Poke Clicker before as well, and that one's fun. But Poke Idol is the one that I'm playing right now. So in Kanto, the one that you have in red and blue, if you played Pokemon historically. So I've gone through all of them. Prestige, so you level your Pokemon up to 100, and then you like essentially can restart it. There's a setting you can have to where it automatically does that, because it's an idle game. Why do I want to have to go and push the buttons? The point is to automate it as much as possible. So eventually I'll have enough prestige to get the rest of them in Kanto and go on, but I'm shiny hunting as well. So right now I'm in Mount Moon. I'm like essentially just going region by region, and I have yet to find a single shiny Clefairy. I will find one. No. I need two, because I need a Clefairy and then one to evolve into a Clefable, because in the way that Poke Idol works, whenever you evolve one, then it essentially grays out in your Pokedex. Like, if you don't have, you have to have a living Pokedex essentially. So this has been Sheep's Pokemon, Poke Idol.
You know what?
Aside.
This game's been out for a bit, right?
Yeah. And Poke Idol itself has two, but Pokemon in general has been since like what, 94, 93 in the States, or 96 in the States.
96, yeah. I bought Pokemon Red like the day it came out for my like OG Game Boy. So like I played that.
Nice.
I meant the Poke Idol. Dude, I used to sell
it's been around for a while.
School.
Nice.
By duplicating it, right? Like, no, I know that stuff. I've not kept up with any Pokemon stuff since Pokemon Red and Blue. I know that came out at the same time, then Yellow came out and all that. But no, the Poke Idol thing, one of my coworkers was trying to get me into that a few years back. I believe he's like, I love idle games. There's this idle game you can play, and it's a Pokemon game, and you don't have to go places like Pokemon Go. It just does stuff. You need to play it, and I never tried it.
It's a fun idle game. Like I said, I've played a lot of them, and this one's one that clearly has caught my attention because I'm like blabbing about it on a public forum, right?
I probably couldn't name because there was originally 151 Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think I could name anything that they made after those original ones because I haven't played a game since then. I played the Pokemon Snap. I thought, so don't get me wrong, Snap lovers, but when that game came out on N64, I was like, am I on a safari just taking pictures of Pokemon?
Yeah, that was the whole premise. Uh-huh.
And then now that I'm a 40-year-old man, I'm like taking pictures of birds and stuff while I'm walking around. I'm like, young me made fun of the picture game. It has come full circle.
Have I told my Pokemon Snap story on the podcast?
Ooh.
I must have.
I don't know.
I must have.
Well,
Okay,
let's hear it
so-
again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just rehashing this in case nobody heard this. This is one of my biggest regrets as a dork. But I put the whole hat on and everything because I'm like imagining sheep tramping around Mount Moon, being like, "Clefairy, your shiny butt is mine." But
Pretty
no,
much.
so like I had like one of my friends for my birthday in grade school got me a gold edition of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Right? Like one of the greatest titles
That's a great
ever
friend.
made. And he's like, dude, I love this game. I want you to play it. I didn't know anything about the game, but I did know that I didn't get Pokemon Snap. The first time I ever traded in a game,
Oh no.
we traded in a golden copy of Zelda Ocarina of Time, unopened, for Pokemon Snap.
Oh no.
And like Pokemon Snap's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun, and I was pretty happy with my decision at the time. But
At
looking
the
back
time.
on it, yikes. Unlucky. And I don't know, knowing me, and like this is before we had walkthroughs, right? Like this is before we had walkthroughs,
Yeah.
this is before we had guides. Like your walkthrough was you either bought the strategy guide, which was like $20 at the video game store, or you
I think it was more than that is the problem. Those Nintendo
Right.
Powers, like
or you had a
Official
Nintendo
guides?
Power subscription. I had
Well,
a
I mean,
Nintendo
it was
Power
$20 in the 90s, I think, is the thing.
Right, right. I had a Nintendo Power subscription, but like you didn't get to pick and choose which games they were going to highlight, right? So like,
Yeah.
I have read through the guides to so many games that I've never played. It's hysterical. Like, but I enjoyed it. I would just like sit down. It's like, oh, cool. Like, can you do this thing? And like some of them you really enjoyed. I think my favorite ever was they did a huge one on Donkey Kong, the old Donkey Kong 64 game.
that's so funny.
Oh, yeah. They did.
So
yeah.
like Schmoopydady was reading guides to games he never played, just like people watch streamers play games they
Yeah.
never played.
Kinda,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. And I love the Pokemon section, obviously, right? Like I go and check out like what team they were highlighting and why they highlighted it, and didn't pick up any of the lessons. Just like, why are they running Reflect? It doesn't deal damage, dumbass. But yeah, that was my one. Like, oh man, I shouldn't have, like, knowing me, I would have played the game, gotten frustrated, gotten stuck.
Oh,
given up,
especially
probably
at the
moved on
water
to something
temple.
else.
Like, if not before, then the water temple.
Yeah,
at least.
100%. The water temple. Yes, right. So like, odds are, like, I would have just walked away from the title.
Have you ever
Now,
gone
if you
back
get
and
stuck,
played it?
You just. Oh yeah. I beat it in college.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Me and a 30 rack would sit there and just sort of just work on it little by little, and somebody would be like, oh, you're in the water temple. I'd come back an hour later, oh, you're in the water temple. Like, shut up, nerd. So yeah, but I eventually did beat it. But, no, not to hijack Sheep's Week, but like, yes, like that was we Pokemon Snap was mentioned. I had to mention my story.
My wife's notification sound when she gets a text message is, "Hey, listen."
Yes.
Nice.
That is glorious. Well, I've been playing another game too. This one that my best friend recommended. It's called Mugenics. So you've got cats. You like send them out to get food and supplies and stuff, and so it's kind of like a two different phase game. So you can only send cats out once, and then once they come back, they're retired. Or if you lose on that run, then the cats are gone. Like they just didn't come back. You don't know what happened. And so there's like the cat management system. So you like breed cats, you adopt strays, and then you like give them out to different areas, different people in like your community, and you get rewards for that, right? Hydra, you have a question.
Can you name them?
So they come with standard names. I don't know if you can rename them. I haven't sought that option. I feel like I would have noticed like pencil or something like that option, but I haven't seen it yet. So that's kind of like the one part, right? So there's the cat management system. And then there's when the cats go out and go on their runs, you play those runs. So backing up slightly, in the cat management system, the cats can also have babies, which is good because then like they get like inherited abilities that they had before, which you can like bolster and get additional things when they're doing their runs. And there are different ways that you can like have selective kind of breeding to have the additional things for making the runs.
That's the name of the game.
There. Right, the Mugenics. So that's that part. And then there are the runs part. And the runs, like the cats go out, like they fight against a variety of different opponents. In the first like world, like they're like leeches and of course other cats, and like the boss of that one is like a rat that throws bombs and things like that. And they collect items, and if they come back, you get to keep the items, and you can equip those to cats for subsequent runs and things like that. And the gameplay itself is, I think I've mentioned Into the Breach on this podcast before. It's probably been like, 100 episodes since I have, so it's been a while. But Into the Breach is a great game, and the gameplay is very similar to that. Obviously, you're playing as cats and not like people in like mech Gundam suits, right? But the gameplay of like, the grid and that environmental effects happening, you don't see what your opponents are going to do on their turns like you do in Into the Breach. But it's a very similar vibe to that. So Into the Breach, absolutely love that game. This game
Fire
has
Emblem
that
or Advanced Wars, that style. Okay.
Man, the Mugenics has a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Whoa. It is like a new game. It is a pretty new game too. It's by the same people who did The Binding of Isaac. So it has that same kind of art style.
Aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. And it gets kind of dark like The Binding of Isaac does. I've seen a little bit of that, but not, I'm sure I've only seen the tip of the iceberg. I think I've logged like 7 hours on it so far, and at least 2 of that I was AFK, so like I haven't logged a ton of hours into it yet. So it's been a really fun game, and those are the games that I've been playing other than Hearthstone this week in particular. I've been playing Poke Idol for longer than this week, but I was like, hey, I've been playing 2 games for pretty regularly. The Mugenics one this week, but I'm going to talk about them on the show. And now I have done that thing. Schmoopydady, how has your week been, my friend?
I've been on vacation, so it's like one of those like good vacations where you like you lose track of what day it is, and it's kind of like, all right, wake up, well, I shouldn't say wake up. It's more like Schmoopy wakes you up. It's like, Dad,
Get roused from
Dad,
consciousness.
I want to do this thing. And it's like, Schmoopy, it is 6:40. I will set an alarm, and I will be awake at 7:40. Leave me alone until then. Okay, Dad. Sprints off. Literally yesterday, I think he woke up the entire house. At first, he was sprinting up the steps in the house, and they are not carpeted, and they are not. They're just hardwood steps.
I have a question.
Yes.
So my father taught me at a very young age to not stomp. And I was never allowed to stomp when I walked around, especially when there's someone below you and on stairs and stuff. And when my friends would come over, they'd be running around stomping. I'm wondering if you're that dad, are you like, can you not stomp the floorboards in my house? Or is he already naturally light-footed?
No, he's stomping. He's like driving his foot into the ground as hard as he freaking can because at that hour in the morning, he's out of his damn mind. He was sprinting up the stairs and going back down, and sprinting up the stairs and going back down, and I'm like, Schmoopy, cannot do that. You are gonna bust yourself on those stairs. It's not safe. So he understood that he couldn't sprint up and down the stairs. So he sprinted up and down our hallway instead. And like I've sort of described our house before. It's like an open concept in the front of the house where like you walk in and it's one giant room, and like there's the kitchen and the dining room and the living room, and like it's even open sort of to the upstairs, right? And then like all of like where everyone else sleeps is in like the rooms down the hallway. So he's sprinting down the hallway, and like he's loud. Like, yes, he's waking up everybody, but he's like, I had to sprint. I just felt like I had to sprint. So he's just peeling up and down the hallway constantly.
He's got the zoomies.
He's got the zoomies. Yeah, he's zooming pretty hard. So that's like, you know, like you sleeping till 7:40 is a luxury. We'll take those because that's just like 5 minutes before he gets his morning dose. So we give him his morning dose. He's good to go until the afternoon. But like, yeah, it's been just like one of those like sort of vacations where it's like you lose track of what day it is, and it's kind of like, ow, let's keep the kids alive today. That's the goal. Let's make sure everybody's fed. Let's make sure everybody's clothed.
Hey, batting 1,000 on that goal so far.
Right. Yeah. So let's get everybody clothed at some point. Daughter wakes up with mommy whenever mommy wakes up. So like that's nice, is that they sleep about the same amount of time. And when they're up, when daughter is up with Schmoopy, she's getting pretty kinetic. Like she wants to tackle him, and like he's pretty big, and he can absolutely hurt her, and he's good at holding back, but he doesn't. Like
the physics teacher says kinetic.
The problem is I haven't actually let them go full bore at it because I've been worried that she's going to end up just getting really hurt. But normally it's like almost a situation where it's just like you have to almost let them hurt themselves a couple times so that they figure out where the stop is and don't go past that point. But they don't have that sense of danger because I've always been like, nope, stop, nope, stop, nope. And yes, I've had to say it 3 times because he hasn't stopped yet. So it's like, oh, nope. Schmoopy, that chair, daughter, room now, or vice versa, depending on like who's closest to what. So anyway,
you gotta keep them separated.
Yeah, it's not restful mornings, and it's not restful mornings, and she's having trouble keeping her hands to herself sometimes, and he's having trouble just like not going 1,000 miles per hour in the morning. But in any case, something cool that we've been doing. Over vacation is Super Smash Brothers Brawl. So we got that working. We got that set up. And yeah, so like we've played through the old one. So what's sad about the old the old Super Smash Brothers is it was on a cartridge that was an emulator. It wasn't like the actual like honest to God Nintendo property. I know, shame for me stealing Nintendo's money. But it was like a really nice is a really nice emulator, and it just corrupted one day. I don't know if the battery's out or what, so it's gone. right? So Shumi doesn't know that for his birthday in the very near future, I have yet another emulated cartridge that's just specifically that game. So hopefully it shouldn't poop the bed, but we'll see. But for now, to get a Super Smash Brothers fix, we installed Brawl because for whatever reason my Wii isn't playing discs right now, so I couldn't keep it in line and do Melee next. So I'm a little annoyed about that. But he's getting basically the same treatment with Melee as Brawl. They feel very similar. They share a lot of similarities. They share a lot of similarities in technique. The world builder's the same, and we've just getting absorbed in that, right? And he's basically bouncing between that and. For an early birthday present for him and a birthday present for Shumi Mommy is we went and bought a Switch 2. So he's been playing a lot of Donkey Kong Bonanza as well.
Oh,
so
I heard
they're
it's
both
so good.
like they've both like gone through, I'd say, at least 70% of the story. I'd have to actually look and check to see how far they've gone, but like they have been like switching. They've been like timing each other. It's like, okay, Mom, you get like another hour and then it's my turn. Okay, Schmoopy, you get like another hour and then it's my turn. And watching them fight over it's pretty funny. So we've been doing that. I've been getting a little salty playing Brawl, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting some of the skills. I have to learn new skills here. I'm looking up videos to like learn some new skills. And last but not least, in Hearthstone, as I'm wont to do, I haven't been playing a ton of Wild off stream. I'm kind of sick of... Okay, I've got my alt accounts, right? And I want to climb to Legend on the alt accounts. But I'm holding out to see if we get like an nth hour like balance patch for Standard or something that changes stuff and how it happens in Wild. So I haven't been super motivated to climb to Legend. So what I've been doing is basically playing in the baby arena on all my alt accounts. Off stream, and sometimes on my alts and sometimes on my main account. But if I'm gonna play arena, I'm really gonna try and play on EU or Asia, because I like there it feels like I'm actually making like actual progress building my collection versus just
exactly
on top, right?
That's what this meant, building collection. Like those are literally the words that were in my mind.
And so like
my mind.
And so here I am finishing the Wave 1 Fire and Storm event on EU. I finished this on EU. So I've done it. I don't think it's done on NA yet, but I also don't think I'm far away.
I finished it on
considering
both.
I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm almost there. I think I've gotten to like stage 2 on Asia. Arena in Asia feels harder. I think there are just better arena players.
Could be
on Asia than the other servers. Mostly, that might be China's influence, because they do love their arena and they do love, doing the burner accounts for the big boy arena. So maybe just the knowledge base is higher. I don't know, but like my rating on Asia is like in the mid 3000s, and on EU and on NA I'm at like 5,500 ish. So like I'm doing I'd say I'm like either above average or right about average on NA as far as like performance goes, at least in the baby arena. And on Asia, I haven't played it as much, or just it's felt harder. I felt like I've run into more high rolls. I've run into more people with knowledge of the format right now. But it's a fun format, especially if you're lucky trash like me and draft Warrior 4 or 5 times in a row, like I did today, and got 4 or 5 5-win runs. That's pretty sick. Keep doing that.
If you get like Warrior, Rogue, DK, like any of those, you're chilling.
Warrior especially, I find. DK can be pretty good, but Warrior is kind of uniquely in a spot where it's got the best board clears. There's almost no board clears in the format, but it's got the best board clears in the format, and also some really, really good dragons and some really good removal tools. And like when in doubt, you always rip Fires of Zinazjar, and then it's like, all right, well, I'm not getting outvalued for the rest of the game, so I guess I win as long as I'm ahead on board and I have the best removal tools, so I can get ahead on board. Like it really does feel like training wheels when it comes to Warrior in that format. You know, the other classes have their high points, and you can absolutely get 5 on that, 5 wins on them. there, but it just warrior feels much more like easy mode right now. So that's been me off stream doing that thing.
I am currently at 4502. I had to log into EU. Like,
oh, there you go. Yeah, you're not far behind.
I've been having fun. I've been having a lot of fun.
It's
I haven't been playing
format.
half as long either. It's been so. I imagine that the way MMR works, there's a way to cap, and
I think post 5K you're gonna find some stiffer headwinds, but even then, it's like it doesn't get that much harder. People don't get that much better at drafting. But yeah, no, like it's a fun format right now. There's like a nice amount of like scam where like you get stuff with dark gifts, or you like get discovers. The time waste cards are fun. Like there's enough scam that it actually you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of duels right now. Like when it's really humming, it hums. But it's still slow enough that in the mulligan, you can keep a 7-mana card because it's the best thing that you do, right? Like it's one of the best things you do. I'm going to keep a 7-mana card. You shouldn't always just default in Arena to being like, well, I'm going to get a good turn 1 play, good turn 2 play, good turn 3 play.
No.
That's great if that lines up, but the reality is like every class in Arena usually has a special thing that it's supposed to do. And if you're just always just sort of leaning into, well, I'll take the best start to the game. The best start to the game won't necessarily win you the game because it doesn't end it the same way as doing the best thing you do ends it. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's been my week. What's in the news?
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
All right. So there's not a lot of news other than we got a crap ton of cards. So we'll discuss those in our discussion topic. But just as a reminder, we are on the current event, which is the Wave 1, and that is Fire and Storm. So that comes to an end this coming Tuesday morning, I believe. Right after, so right after we get the Wave 2, which starts February 24th, and that is Death and Madness. So Wave 2, once again, this is going to start December. What month? What year am I in? February 24th. And so this one, we talked about it a little bit.
586.
That's the one. We talked about this last week, so we won't exhaust the points. But just as a reminder, you can get 2 Dark Iron Harbinger epic cards, 1 Across the Time Waste pack, 2 Disciple of Demise epic cards, 3 Cataclysm packs, 2 Golden Dark Iron Harbinger epic cards, 2 Tavern tickets, and you can get up and do lots of cool stuff with those, as we were just talking about, and 2 Golden Disciple of Demise cards, and finally, the Twilight Hammer Cho'Gall Hero skin, which is pretty cool, actually. I'm looking forward to this. Has anyone heard the sound bites from this thing yet?
Oh, I had not.
No.
I bet you they're good.
I bet you they're not good.
Yeah, exactly.
just to ogre it.
Should I go face? Don't go face.
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
I'm imagining you two as like the magic wielding ogre with 2 heads, right? And on the club, awesome. You guys are swinging around, right? Just whacking me into things, and I look disturbed.
Oh my gosh, that could be a T-shirt.
Sparrowclaw asks, "Is he a mage skin?"
He does appear to be a mage skin by the thumbnail on that.
He's got 2 heads
that we pulled from
magic.
Patch notes. Yeah,
it does. It definitely has the. If you look at the bottom right there, in the mini version of Cho'Gall at the end of the rewards track, it does show it as a mage skin. So that's cool. It's not multi-class as far as I know, but that's cool. I've got like a million like Jaina apprentices and like all this stuff. There's cool mage skins, but I like when you get something different.
There's not cool mage skins.
But yeah, so we basically for the news, there's been nothing really released about new patches, anything like that. So we'll hop into our discussion topic where we're gonna talk about some of the cards that may or may not affect our here format of Wild. So the first one that we're gonna highlight here, because I mean, why wouldn't we, is called Gemstone Hoarder. So this is a neutral minion with no tribe. 3 mana, 3/4. Text states battle cry. Choose a card in your hand to discard. Death rattle. Get it back. Costs 1 less. What deck do you think we would play this in, Schmoopydady?
I mean, in the burn lock, the first thing that you jump towards is like obviously the burn lock, discard warlock variants, right? Like right now, people aren't super happy with pirate burn lock and all the card choice selections. So what we're looking for now is like, okay, well, how much of discard warlock can we splice into our deck and still be an effective aggro deck? The most effective aggro deck. It looks like the pirate package is the way to go, but just like how many pirates? For example, the brigands don't look great, right? Our free 2-mana 2/2s don't look awesome in the stats. Cannons look atrocious. We have a one of Cult Neophyte because that's the best tech card Corbett could think of to plug in there. Some people are still running Hand of Gul'dan, which is bizarre to me that you'd ever want to pollute your pool with something that makes Sketch Artist and Merchant worse, but whatever. So like this is one of those cards where I think it insta goes in to one of those types of decks, and it just sort of solidifies the spot, right? Like we're seeing pirate burnlock and discard warlock, which is really just burnlock with a a slightly different take, shuffling around the same last 6 to 8 cards, right? Over and over again. Coyote, no coyote, Fellwing, no Fellwing, Fist, no Fist. And this is just going to be one of those things that just slots in. That's like, even if it's not the best card in the deck, it's going to be so solid in the middle as far as 3 mana, 3/4 tempo, and does exactly what you want it to do. Slight downside discounting whatever you're discarding. You're probably discarding Soul Barrage. Probably. And so making a cheaper Soul Barrage is not always great for targeted discards. At the same time, what if we're running Walking Dead instead? And now you play a Gemstone Hoarder on turn 3, and you're also making a 2/5 taunt. And oh, by the way, when this dies, you get a cheaper 2/5 taunt that you could play for 2 mana if you want to, straight from hand. So this is
and if you're playing this after an expired merchant, then like you've got one where you have the guaranteed, and then you can try and play some of the other like more expensive cards
100%.
to make it still a guaranteed. So I can see plenty of use cases for this card, even with the honestly downside of the mana discount in the card recovery or whatever, and getting it back in your hand. Gemstone Hoarder is an instant include for me, even with that downside.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna be playing it right out of the gate, and I think it'll probably stick, and maybe it won't, but I mean, time will tell. But it just, like, the text on the card and it's good tempo, it just seems like it's an auto include at this point. Like,
so
another way to do the thing.
Here's the other funny thing about this is some people are at Reddit starting to look at already a infinite combo with this in Hunter, where we play Dead on it and you get a 0 mana Play Dead back. And now if you happen to pair this with like Aerosmith, I'm sure it's going to be impossible to find lethal, but it is a scenario where you in theory have infinite damage ignoring animations. You can't ignore animations. But if you were to, could be a problem.
That would be cheating. Yeah. So, Gemstone Hoarder. Gonna be incredible. Hydra, what card would you like to spotlight next, friend?
All right. Well, up next, we've chosen Sheltered Survivor. So once again, neutral. This is part of those the neutral dump that we got recently. This is a 2-mana 2/3. Once again, no tribe. Battle cry. Choose a card in your hand to shuffle into your deck. Draw a card. So my first thought, I had multiple first thoughts about this. So this is just like neutral, tradable on a stick kind of thing, right? And you get to just sort of pick something in your hand that shouldn't be there, right? You don't want it. This is something that that you don't want your combo payoff, like say it's in your deck or whatever it is. You want to put that back, right? You can play this 2-mana 2/3, whatever. It's got good stats for the mana, and you go and you throw the card back, and the thing is, this could just read choose a card to shuffle back into your deck. Like it could just read that. And would probably still be played because you're just trying to crap, I drew it. I know that Shivala is not really, a thing, but I want to put Shivala back in my deck, right? Like, we're talking about payoffs like that, like things that you need to, be gone back in your deck. You don't want it right now. And you would do it because you could just shuffle it back into your deck and it's neutral.
Yeah,
you also
the first one
card.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the first one that comes to my mind for the current meta is 125 Warrior. Like, oh, I've got Ceaseless in hand. I can shuffle it back in. I draw something. Then I play Polkelt and I already have the sphere up, and next turn I know I'm going to do that, or any number of ways that 125 Warrior does its thing, right? So that was the first place that I thought, an already established deck that's doing really well, getting a tool for consistency. But it's got so many, it seems like such a great card in a vacuum as well. Who hasn't had terrible hands that hey, I've drawn my Gelbin and I have my Timeline Accelerator in hand. I'm gonna shuffle my Gelbin into my deck, play Timeline Accelerator on 5. Look at that. I know that next turn I'm gonna play my Gelbin on 6. Boom, there's another use case. There's so many times you draw patches and you now no longer if your deck can afford to run Sheltered Survivor, like a 125 Warrior. It's an insta include for if it has a patches effect to that deck. So yeah, gonna be an incredible card. I'm gonna see a lot of it, and I'm not gonna like that.
I think it could be used like this is an eternal sort of card unless they nerf its effect at some point in the future of Hearthstone, when you've got some combo deck or whatever it is. You're going to be like, I can always include Sheltered Survivor to make sure that I keep that card in my deck. I can put it back, right?
Watch the nerf is draw a card, which just makes it more consistent. You're never going to accidentally draw it again. The patches again.
Imagine shuffling patches into your deck, which no one is using this for patches. This doesn't have a pirate tag.
No, this is the colloquial.
We mean the effect. For everyone listening, we mean the effect. Yeah, imagine that, but that would be horrible. It's but when you mulligan a card away, like patches, you can't get it back. I don't think this works that way. I think you can get it back. I don't know.
Yeah. I believe you are correct because it says shuffle into your deck, period. Draw a card.
Yeah.
Like,
Separate
typically
sentences.
when you read the cards. Yeah.
I am so far away from you guys on this one. I think it sucks. I thought this was like Hydra including this because of drawing patches PTSD, and he just wants a way to put patches back in his deck.
No.
I feel like the first use case for this would be in a Reno pile. The first place you're going to see this is in a Chinese Reno Priest pile, sending a more expensive, useless card back into their deck and getting something else that they might want in exchange, and kind of going from there. 'Cause it's like a 2-mana. It's like a fine body. It's like okay. It's like a crap Finley. It's like free tradable on a stick. Yeah, okay, sure. I could get that, right? So you're gonna start seeing this in piles maybe, and that kind of I kind of get. 125 Warrior, great shout. I think it's too negative to include in the list. I see the possible use case for it. I could see people putting it into the flex, but I think it is assuming something, and that is your Ceaseless Expanse is in a place in your hand that is untenable to move with either Finley or hand space manipulation, and thus I'm including this card to defend against that possibility. And the reality is like when we play 125, the deck is so cute and so clever at... Sometimes you're drawing Ceaseless on purpose because you know you're going to Finley right back the next turn. You're tutoring up when you're going to draw Ceaseless. Sometimes I will like pull Celts on 3, knowing I will draw Ceaseless on 4, so that I can Finley and go get my, and then like, and go do the thing immediately because I can draw a taunt and go get Lava Gorger. So like, yeah, I could see it seeing some future uses. I don't see it being like a phenomenal card. I think it's a sort of effect that's going to, at first, it's going to bait the Reno community, and then you're going to see some like test case community where it's like, combo decks or 125, like you guys suggested. But mostly, I think it's going to be Reddit. I'm going to see kids running this in their pirate rogue because they're sick of drawing patches, and this puts patches back in their deck, and that will unironically be the reason why they're running this card in their tribal aggro deck, and I will flame them. I won't be gentle.
Unfortunate.
But that's exactly that's exactly why you're going to see this card. Now we've had like some cards that do something similar, like
hold on, I'm offended that you put me in the same category as these people that are going to use it for patches.
Well, listen, that's where I initially went, because I'm just like this. I'm like he's sick of drawing patches. This is just PTSD. This is trauma right here.
I understand the game a little better than that, Schmoopydady. I'm not playing this. I know
you do. At the same time, I thought this was a meme pick where you're going to be like, all right, well, here's the thing. I am so sick of having patches. So, all right, but yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's serviceable. I hardly think it's going to be like, well, looking back on it with enough redundancy, are people going to say this is one of the best cards, released in this expansion? I'm not going to say no, possibly, like depending on what gets printed and how it's printed and how it plays out. Okay, yeah, like, being able to choose any card in your hand seems like a pretty crazy effect. Like, just like, it's always been 3, right? Always a third of your hand, and now we're expanding it to your entire hand. So this is up there with like Starships, or up there with God, what's the other thing? I don't know. Like sometimes they come out with mechanics like Herald, when we haven't actually seen them play out. We've seen some gameplay video. We kind of have an idea, but it can be hard to actually evaluate how important is the Herald keyword and the effect until you actually play with the cards, right? Like until you're actually sitting down and using the cards and seeing them play out and say, oh yeah, these look okay. So like I in the future, could this be like, oh, amazing card? Yeah, sure. And you can play me a tape of me being, it's mid as hell. Like, and play it back and be like, you don't know anything about Hearthstone. You said that Sheltered Survivor was mid, and everybody wants that card nerfed, right? But I just, no, this looks like an arena, like kind of a bad arena card, and like mostly one for the paranoids from where I'm sitting. So we can agree to disagree, and that's okay.
Hey, we like the hot takes.
Yeah.
Actually, make it funner to look back. see how we roll.
Idiot. He thought that Shelter Survivor was bad. Ben wants to make it 1 mana.
Wow, genius. Genius.
1 mana, 1/2. 1 mana, 1/2. Same effect.
While we're kind of on the topic, I would like to highlight how much I think that the hand targeting is, like you said, a much easier thing to kind of evaluate, like the opposite side of the Herald, because we've always been able to discover, but it's rolling the dice on what it is we're doing, right? Being able to have that consistency is so incredible. Like it's no longer like oh well, I hope that I get this. It's now like, okay, this is happening. So it feels like just that, essentially discover something from your hand, but more consistent and elegant. And I really like that. As long as it's attached to a body that is consistent with the deck archetype for whatever it is that you're doing. If it's like a hand buff, then like, okay, you can just hand buff, whatever, right? But whatever the application is, as long as it's still synergistic, the body, then boom. I just think that's so cool. I hope that hand targeting, I say, well, obviously not having played a single game of it, I really hope that hand targeting kind of becomes like a rush or a, whatever, like keyword that becomes evergreen and just kind of sticks around kind of after that, because it just feels like one of those things from the gameplay videos, but also that kind of consistency in doing what we want it to do. It just feels like something that I want to have in the game. So I'm very excited to see more of that. And I think that this being one example, the use case, we may disagree on, but I think that we can probably agree that we're excited about the hand targeting kind of mechanics. And yeah, that's going to be cool.
I mean, if it's at random, like shuffle a random card back into your deck, I'd be like, no, man, this is a bad card. I'm mulliganed a certain way for a reason.
It would be unplayable at that point, right?
Like, no. All right, so up next, we have Command Claw. Which one of you guys picked Command Claw? This card looks pretty sweet. You want to touch on it? Sheep.
So Command Claw is a 2-mana 2/2 Death Knight weapon that reads, after your hero attacks, give a random friendly minion +2 attack. So it is random, but it's 2 mana. You have a 2/2. It's after you attack. So it's, y'all know that my first thought is even Death Knight. It's never not going to be even Death Knight whenever we're talking about it's a weapon. It's 2 mana. It's low curve. It has an aggressive effect. Like for 3 mana, we can hero power, play this card, hit in with our face, 2 damage, hit in with the charger, and that's 3 damage. Boom, we've done 5 damage on turn 3.
Basically 2 mana deal 6, if you think about it.
And it doesn't say
right? Like it's
this
at least
turn.
2 mana deal 6, maybe more.
It's
2 mana,
right?
I would think 2 mana deal 8 minimum, right? Because it's after your hero attacks, give a random friendly minion +2 attack. So you're dealing 2 and you're giving something 2. So each charge is 4. So
You're
4
assuming...
damage for the first charge and 4 damage for the second charge.
Oh,
because it's after your hero attacks.
Yo, I was reading it like a battle cry. No, yeah. So
no,
right.
no, this is better. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 mana deal 8. Yeah.
And Hydra, to answer your question of whether it's permanent, it looks permanent. Like it doesn't say this turn, right?
It doesn't say this turn, yeah.
So if you don't have anything on board, you can hero power with it, the minion dies, if you have something on board, you put this sucker on, you swing before you put something on board that's going to have summoning sickness, and boom, there you go. Like, and
Order
it sticks
lull.
around.
It'll happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, my first thought is even Death Knight, but I think any sort of aggressive Death Knight, like this is better Glaive Zuka. It does have one unholy rune for, other sorts of considerations. My thought is either to have it in like I have a couple of different rune variations that I have even Death Knight builds of. Triple unholy is one of them. They typically have an unholy element to it. So, yeah, this is absolutely gonna fit in with those experiments. So, the even Death Knight aside, I think that this is just gonna be a great card. In Death Knight, it's incredibly better Glaive Zuka. And it just synergizes so much with the hero power that it's like, okay, because if you're bored, you're not going to be in that Glaive Zuka awkward turn where your opponent has been controlling your board and you don't have anything to battle cry the extra damage onto. You can always hero power, right? Like it takes that kind of, yes, it is a random friendly minion, but you're not going to be in that situation with Death Knight. So I think this is probably going to be a key card in any sort of aggressive Death Knight. And I very much look forward to playing with it a lot. I look forward to hearing what y'all have to think about it. I had to monologue for far too long on it because holy moly, am I excited for it. But I'm very curious to hear what you think about it as well. And on my screen, Schmoopydady is right below me, so Schmoopydady, take it away.
It's one of the few cards I've seen people be really excited about, especially aggressive players, being like, "Oh, this is a neat tool. We kind of like this." I kind of see that. One of the things kind of working against it is we already run at least 2 weapons. And let's say we go almost mostly unholy. Usually you're going the plague approach if that's what you're doing. And so you're already running 2 1-mana 1/3 weapons that are shuffling plagues into your opponent's decks. So like how many weapons are too many weapons? DK draw isn't really that good anyway. So like how does that end up getting like that? Just playing devil's advocate, I think it's a fine card. I think it's like one of those cards that's going to you could build around it, and I wouldn't totally hate it. I'd be less snarky than usual, I guess. The nice thing is like at least if you only have 1 minion, it's always hitting your hero power on a minion that has charge. So like, meh. Like I don't hate this at all. I just do think that there is going to be a little bit of clashing, at least culturally at first, with how you build the deck that you want to build, especially because of the one unholy rune. So right now, traditional approaches are saying, no, we do plague package, but just wait till like, a certain, flavor of standard deck takes off. And then all of a sudden wild starts sort of mimicking what they're doing in standard. And now everybody forgets about the plague because that's not how you play DK anymore, man. Right. So like, it could be very flavor of the monthy. Things could sort of, I'm not saying the plagues are boxing it out forever. I'm just saying you're going to get some resistance initially because of that. What do you think, Hydra?
I think you got to pick a lane, I guess. Are you playing plagues or are you building the deck differently?
Yeah.
I love plagues. Hell yeah, I love plagues, right? One of my
She's a great card in that deck. And that build.
I do love this. Maybe this is not where that goes.
Core card.
Right? Maybe we build the deck differently around Command Claw.
Like,
you know what's funny? Schmoopydady?
It kind of sucks.
Is they kind of
see. I hate playing against Hostage Mage. So
in Wild, plagues are not that good, but there were a lot of. So I was going for DK wins, and when I was playing by Plague DK, and some of the cards rotated into Wild, and I was like, oh man, I love that deck in Standard. Like I really liked it. I played it in Wild anyway, like just for fun. I probably was like not gaining ranks. But I beat people in Wild with Plague DK, okay? It's happened.
Yeah, you can get there.
Oh yeah. And I think that too, it kind of depends on the meta, right? Like if you're running into a lot of 125 warriors, which we were talking about before. They did the setup turn that you were talking about, Schmoopy. Then, yeah, running a plague package makes sense. I often do it in my even Death Knight. Death Knight hasn't been around that long. Plagues are one of the things that we've gotten that continue to be kind of relevant because we're messing with the order of our opponent's deck.
Or
they set it up for
so
a thing.
High propensity to draw the plagues, yes.
Right. So there is a continued Wild relevant niche, but meta dependent if plagues become not something that are as relevant in those contexts, then absolutely it becomes a no-brainer. We're just running this in general. I run a lot of even Death Knight, so I don't run the weapon. So that's why I didn't think about the 1/3 weapon at first either, because I don't run that weapon. What are you talking about?
I did just remember something about what was it? Gemstone Hoarder, by the way. Like the first card that we talked about. Before it slips my mind, because Large Ivan was talking about how like, oh, well, plagues would suck less if there was more hostage mage. And like, while I agree with that to a certain extent, believe it or not, Gemstone Hoarder can also be a hostage mage card, possibly. You can choose to discard any card in your hand that you want and then get it back for 1 less mana. I'm assuming you're not getting back the original. I am assuming you're getting back what is considered to be a copy having derived from Gemstone Hoarder through the game's eyes. So
Right.
Gemstone Hoarder might be played in Hostage Mage because you could target, let's say, discarding Potion of Illusion, and now you have yourself an easy way to get another potion pretty simply without having to go through the whole ETC rigmarole. So... yeah, a lot of people could really not like Gemstone Hoarder for multiple reasons, but it is a little tricky. It's a little bit risky to be hiding your Potion of Illusion in a Death Rattle minion. Like that's a little bit.
I feel like
coping.
you would need to pop your Death Rattle minion the same turn, and Hostage Mage has ways to do that, but you would need to for sure. Yeah.
But that's a thing to just watch out for is like we're gonna see some. I think. Specifically choosing which card you're getting rid of. Like, even for Warlock, right? Like, let's say you're doing some goofy combo and you run Cho'Gall, so you can get a health copy of your card back. And, like, it's a greedy combo. It's a bad combo. It's not a good combo. But you could even run Gemstone Hoarder in that specific situation and not even care if you get a discounted copy of the card that you want back. You could just get back whatever piece you wanted off Cho'Gall that now costs health, and now you don't need 45 Emperor Thoracin ticks.
Thoracin.
And
I say Thoracin, you say Thoracin.
Yeah, tomato. Anyway, sorry, I had to talk about that before that escaped my mind. That is actually another Gemstone Hoarder application that we haven't fully considered yet.
To build on that one too, one neutral card that is Wild specific that we can run to get the instant value from Gemstone Hoarder is of course Animated Broomstick. 1 mana 1/1, give all of your minions battle cry, give all of your minions charge. If you can pop your Gemstone Hoarder, hey look, you've discarded a card that then has all of the advantages that we've been talking about. You work on clearing your opponent's board like you typically do with Animated Broomstick turns. And then you also, so that's an additional neutral thing that we can run in any of these if we also have like a turn where we are dropping giants, for example. Decks that would typically be more conducive to running Animated Broomstick. One card that people might be baited into doing so.
Speaking of giants. And bait, we've got the neutral 9 mana epic Gron Giant. It's an 8/8, like, giants be. This minion's cost is reduced by the cost of the last card you played. So I saw this one pop up on Reddit. Someone threw it up there going like, what? This is crazy. Like, this is insane. Now, maybe, I didn't get too deep into the Reddit thread, but maybe from what I gathered, they were thinking of the fact that reduced cost was not being accounted for, right? Like you're playing other things for reduced cost, but I'm pretty sure this means the actual cost you paid from hand. So let's say you had,
I believe so as well,
like a Molten Giant or something that was already going for 0, like this now doesn't get reduced by anything.
0, not 12, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so like it sounds maybe good at first, but actually isn't. Like you could play another 9 mana card, and then now this is free, right? But you just play this for 0. So you played it for 0. You can't play your second copy now because the last card you
0.
now played was 0. So you just got to drop this alongside your Mal'Ganis or like whatever no one's playing Mal'Ganis, but you know what I mean. Whatever you played to make this free, a 9 mana card, then you're done. Your turn's over. Like that's basically,
unless you have 10 mana and a 1 mana card in your hand. But like, I mean,
sure, I saw some people
like that's splitting hairs. Like I
saw some stuff about people trying to like crowbar miniaturize into this and doing other things. I didn't read too much into it, but anyway, some people thought that this was broken, and then people were like, bruh, it sucks. Since Electric Sheep City is right below me, do you have more comments about this card?
So of course, you can go 4 mana into 5 mana. Ooh. That in standard may be relevant if the power level is low enough. I don't think it's going to be that low. Then if depending on the power level of Arena, right? Like if it's the power level right now, but Kron is not worth. But okay. If you don't have any other good choices, and this one is at least playable. All right. What I think about with Gron Giant is something more like deck building kind of series. Something like that where you have to include a certain number of X, Y, or Z, and Gron Giant would be one of those. And you could run it in Warlock with like, I'm drawing a blank on the one that has the portal that then you can that costs 9 mana at Sargeras. You can, what you're talking about. You can Sargeras, essentially twisting Nether, drop a Gron Giant. Okay, that's a board swing. If you have to have a certain number of things that do whatever. If all of your cards have to cost 9 in a particular challenge, then this one seems fine. Right, but
I think this sucks.
I can't think of actually playing this in a constructed format that has any sort of a playable power level, to be completely honest. Like bumping Yetis is fine, and if this was the bumping Yetis meta, then like Gron Giant would be good if you're dropping a 5 mana 8/8. But even with the anticipated power reset down with standard rotation, I don't think it's that low, dog.
Yeah, so right now in Arena, we have Time Waste Giant that costs 10 mana, right? And so like it's coming down right around 5 is like the first turn I think it's playable as a 5 mana 8/8. It doesn't really end it in Arena. Like, we have better things that we can do to overcome. Like, it's an okay play. It's not a bad play, but it's like, it's all right. If you could guarantee that every turn in Wild, it's an okay play, but like, Druid already has 15 mana. You know, like Burnlock's already blown you up. Just like we're doing much stronger plays than, you know, attempting to get our 8/8 down on turn 5. Someone in chat is like, well, you could do like Blood Bloom into Crane Game and then drop this behind that. And it's just like, that is so much harder to pull off than literally every other giant we're already running in Warlock. Like you could specifically build the deck to get Moltens and Fleshies down, and it's not that hard. So I think this sucks. It's fine that it sucks, but it's not for us, man.
But if all of your cards have to cost 9 or whatever, then okay. Like there could be a very specific niche where it's playable. Schmoopydady, playable. Not good.
Yeah.
But playable.
Like in the listener series, and we just make a 9 mana card deck. That would be awful.
I mean, you're essentially just like fast forwarding to the late turns. I think that could be a fun one. Like just passing back and forth until you have a full hand, your opponent has a full hand, you both have bombs. That could be fun. Right? Huh?
Dropping bombs. Enough of the Garbo card that might see some play. The next one that we have, I think this is a Schmoopydady inclusion. So this is, once again, a neutral minion, a 4 mana 4/4, Sticky Bomb Saboteur, Battlecry. Give your opponent a 2-cost Sabotage. Cards next to it cost 1 more. This sounds very rude, Schmoopydady. Is this why you've included it?
No, I'm including it because I think people love it and people are going to play it. And I don't think it's going to be very good. It's okay. So it's like kind of, for me, there's a little axis, right? There's Pozic, which is the 4 mana 5/4, which printed 2 Robits into your opponent's hands that were 3/3s, and if the Pozic died, the Robits were summoned on your side, right? And so like he's kind of Pozic, right? Well, she's kind of Pozic. She's kind of Framester. Framester's a 3 mana 3/3 that Shudder Shaman love to run. That absolutely sucks. Terrible card. Don't run it in your lists. Waste of damn time. Statistically, looks awful. People run it anyway. This is like a little better, I think, than the Framester. A little worse than the Pozic. You're not quite... You're not always going to be disrupting the opponent or doing something like meaningful with the hand disruption. But people are going to love playing it because they're going to feel like they're doing something, right?
I'm powerful.
The act of being annoying. So I included this, or I
like
wanted us to at least talk about it because whether it's good or not, it's going to see a lot of play in the format because there's a lot of annoying people. So that's mostly my contribution.
Sheep?
So when I think of Sticky Bomb Saboteur, I think of Shudderwalk Shaman. I think of something where I'm like just gonna be putting things in my opponent's hand, like and just making things awkward for them. I want to do things where I'm like somehow getting rid of their hand, like, or whatever. I remember there being a while ago a Shudderwalk e-combo. I don't remember if it was a Shudderwalk thing, but where we essentially filled our opponent's hand with junk, but we like somehow got them to discard their hand or whatever first. Or maybe we were just filling their hand up every single turn. I think that's what it was. Shudderwalk loop right then, where we were filling up their hand at the end of the turn, every single turn with junk. This is the same general idea. It gives like redundancy to like a Reno Walk thing. This is a card that I'm going to have a lot of fun with in a kind of redundant thing like that I'm not going to expect to be good. and I'm going to have fun with. And that's going to be fun. Hearthstone is a game, and games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not unfortunate, right? It's a 4-mana 4/4 with like a positive effect. So they're worse tech cards, but like it's not good. But people will like playing it.
Yeah. If it's part of a thing that I'm doing in Shutterwalk, like, I'm going to dump that in there with other positive things. All right. Like, okay.
Yeah, for me, I think it might be my, like, either meta dependent or pocket meta dependent, like what I'm seeing. Like, this is really annoying, like, as the opponent. Like, if this is happening to you, like, it's just so rude. It's so rude. But at the same time, I've always thought that, you know, when you stick to your own game plan, your own end game, it's obviously like a way better thing to do, right? Than just try to always disrupt what someone else is doing. But you know what? You could just make a deck of disruption and run this, run Neophyte. You could run a bunch of stuff. Like,
Tech
like,
W Shaman, right?
Like, just let's just like take off everybody that is trying to do something cool. You could do that. You could totally do that. I think it's not super tempo positive. It can be really, because I mean it's like a 4-mana 4/4. Sure, stats are exactly equal, and now in your opponent's hand, they've got to pay more to do something depending on where it landed. And they may, at turn 4, you don't usually have a lot of cards in your hand anyway, so it's probably going to land somewhere where it's, you know, it's going to disturb them for sure. Like, or disrupt them. Like you haven't drawn a lot of cards, all this stuff. Like, your next turn is like probably kind of screwed. But like, what did you really do? You put a 4/4 down. Their turn is awkward.
Yeah, hearing you explain it that way kind of makes me think about the curse cards from Warlock. You know, where you play a card, it has a moderately detrimental effect to your opponent in the early curse aspects, right? Like, they take 1 damage unless they play this card. Now, the card that Sticky Bomb Saboteur puts in the opponent's hand doesn't discard, so that effect persists and it follows the hand around, right? So that seems relevant. It seems like a kind of more positive effect there, which is kind of cool. But the curses are what made me go, ooh, sorry, real quick. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I had to get that one out.
No, that's fine. So it's a 2-cost sabotage, right? So they have to pay 2 mana to get rid of this thing, and it'll be there forever, right? So that's pretty awful. Like, I agree. Like, that's pretty bad. You got to waste 2 mana to get rid of this stupid thing. It just sounds like, yeah, if you are playing against, like, I don't even know which deck you want to include this in, but if the meta is in a way that you just want to annoy and delay your opponent's turn, sure. It's not exactly a super tempo positive card, but very annoying.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a Hydra card to me in general. Like, this isn't a card I can see you playing, even if it's like an archetype that's generally strong, because it's not one I see you vibing with, if that makes sense.
I'm very tribe heavy, usually, right? Like, I want things to work together, or combo heavy, or whatever it is. I need things to mesh. This kind of just seems like maybe a Reno pile card, I suppose you could throw in. Like, sure, let's put this in there because we needed another card to play, and I'm just trying to piss off my opponent.
And I'm completely with you in that, like, I want to put cards in my deck that actually advance my own game plan, like, completely aligned, which is why my first thought is like, a Tech W Shaman, a Reno Walk, like something where this is advancing my overall game plan. So all to say, completely agreed there too, buddy.
Next one is Dark Scale Broodmother. Once again, neutral. We've only had one class card this whole time. So this is a neutral 3-mana 4/3 dragon. Wait a minute. Do we finally have a tribe?
Ooh.
Right? 3-mana 4/3 dragon minion battle cry. If you're holding a dragon, refresh 2 mana crystals. Schmoopydaddy's got a big smile on his face. So I'm gonna let him go.
Oh, I was holding back a D's nuts joke, especially because we're holding back. No, so the place where I've seen where this is really interesting.
Flashback to last week.
Right.
Yeah.
The place where I see this is really interesting is like Scabs, have you come home? Kind of in a fun kind of way with Shadow Steps and Shark and Rogue players, and they love their infinite mana. It would not shock me if this got cracked in some sort of weird wonky Rogue combo, and we hate it all. Desert Nest Matron is one of the other cards in other classes that always like makes me like, ooh, like this is interesting. Like, can you imagine a nutty Desert Nest Matron turn where you go like Nest Matron, this into something else for 2 mana to just sort of finish off the term? I think that'd be kind of hot. I don't know, like, you know, that like we're getting more and more dragons that are, especially with the big legendary dragon that was revealed today, which is not like super competitive and wild, right? But it's like 8 mana, spend 25 mana, and
While this is in your hand.
And you either fill your hand with dragons and they're not discounted, or you fill your hand with dragons and they're all discounted to 1 if you spend 25 mana. One of the ways you could spend 25 mana is by doing stuff like dropping Desert Nest Matrons, refreshing, and just sort of like you're spending mana, but it's all getting gifted back to you anyway. So like this is kind of cool in like a tempo-y, goofball, dorky deck like that. But more seriously, just watch the Rogue players. Just don't leave them alone in the room with this thing.
Yeah, honestly, completely agreed. In Wild, there are so many ways to break this. Like you mentioned the Rogue players and their shenaniganry. Any way you can double battle cries, like boom, there you go. It's actively mana positive. Any kind of like more, you know, mid-range E kind of deck, or let's be real, like for a while there, particularly right after Timewinder Zarimi came out, both in Standard and Wild, I was like jamming a lot of different versions of that deck. Hey, Zarimi's rotating to our format. Here's a dragon that, you know, you're paying 1 mana for net. You have to have 3 mana first, but you can, you know, do more Zarimi-y things. This being neutral, I think is, of course, a key element in that. And especially, I'm glad that you called out the Nest Matron, Schmoopydady, because that is where my mind went to first. That was ubiquitous for so long. And yes, I know it's that Nest Matron is essentially net 0, and Dark Scale Broodmother is net 1. But it's that same kind of vibe, and we can play it in any sort of deck because it's neutral and not a druid card. So that's where my mind went to first. It does need to be a dragon archetype. So as we've got some kickin' rad dragons, if we continue to get kickin' rad dragons, this just seems like if we're playing a dragon deck, why that is doing this thing, then we include this thing. Why would we not? It's the Desert Nest Matron that we can play in anything, in any class. It's not that class restricted. So I absolutely think that we're going to see Darkscale Broodmother in our format because... Sorry?
Is it Petal Picker? Is that the 2-mana 1/4 that buffs another dragon? Like, you can be holding the petal. Play this on 3, drop the petal behind it, and now you're talking about, like, the grossness of, what, that's 6, 8 in stats? Like, on turn 3? It's a lot. It's chunky. Everything's got a big butt on that board. So, like, yeah, I like, there's going to be some play. This will see some play in more tempo-y places, too.
Oh, and you ships Kyrugand on 1 and pulled patches. Maybe you played the... oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The 1/2 that used to get bigger himself but doesn't anymore.
Treasure Distributor, yeah.
Thank you. Treasure Distributor and patches, like you have, well, like... You wouldn't Treasure Distributor because that's a pirate specific. Ships Kyrugand is the way to go. But I digress. There are plenty of ways to just continue to like aggro and oh my gosh.
No, it's awesome. And it trades up.
Yeah.
Right?
It does. Good card.
What do you think, Hydra?
He thinks it's time for Unrelated Advice. Buddy.
Unrelated Advice with Hydralisk.
Hydra.
Schmoopydady.
Before the show, we were talking about, or no, it wasn't before the show. It was during the show. We were talking about your Red Dragon jersey, right? And how it never is one of those cultural things that like maybe it made it to the middle of the country, but never quite made it to the East Coast, right? And so like the East Coast, that East Coast like skating culture. I'm curious if this is actually a serious question for once. I'm curious if there's anything that you know of that were also like cultural differences between East Coast and West Coast that like, oh, East Coast, yeah, all those skaters always did this one trick or were good or chose to specialize in one thing versus West Coast. Like, what were the differences between the two coasts, I guess is what I'm trying to get at skating wise, if there were any. And if there weren't any, that's also all right.
All right. Well, you did hit like the nail on the head with my earlier comment of Red Dragons mostly being like a West Coast thing, right? So when I first started coming on the podcast, like I often wear a hat, and I know this is a black hat, but if you look real close, you can see the Red Dragons emblem on it, right? And so I didn't know when I first started liking the brand Red Dragons that it was like a West Coast thing and it was from Vancouver. And I just started watching the skate videos that they made and they were awesome. They were like, they're intense, dude. There's like scenes where like you could go back and watch it. There's this video called RDS FSU 2002. And it's called FSU because they Murgle things up. FSU. Right? Yeah, like they do some crazy things in that video. Like it's gnarly. And so like I don't think it ever made its way out there. Skate culture wise, in my opinion, because I don't live on the East Coast, in my opinion, most skateboarding happens on the West Coast because East Coast, it's a different climate, right? Like it's way different. So in California, all the way up to Vancouver, there are so many skate parks. Like Vancouver itself and area in the metro area has like 50 skate parks easily. Like they are everywhere, dating back to the late 70s. Having these snake run skate parks. North Vancouver is this place called Sealand Bowl. It's awesome. And there's like this Chinatown one that's also got a bowl. Like they're so old. Like these things are 10 years older than I am almost. right? Like they date back to like 1977, 78 kind of thing. Like I'm an 86er. So like it's really cool. And I don't know the East Coast history because basically skateboarding came out of surfing.
Sure.
Right. And right. That happened on this side where people can surf. I don't know. Do people surf on the East Coast? Like
you can in spots. Like there's a little bit, but it's not like a huge, it's like a thing you can go out into the ocean and do. It's not a thing you go to the East Coast to do. Yeah. Because the caps aren't as consistent, I feel like. I don't know.
Basically, I feel like it evolved over here and it's something that's missing from the East Coast, and that's fine, right? Because like you do different things depending on where you live. And I think that you can travel and you can go surfing over here, but you can skate wherever. And that was the thing. Listen, I lived in Edmonton, Alberta, and I used to skateboard throughout the winter. We would find the spots. Like if you're a lover of skateboarding, you find them. You find like a mini mall that has like awnings that like cover like stair sets and stuff. And like when you're committed, you're committed. Like you don't even care at that point when you're like a 17-year-old and you're skating and it's like negative 20 degrees outside and you're hopping down a stair set and you're slamming at the bottom, but your buddy's got like a VHS camcorder filming you. Like when you love it, you love it. Like skateboarding has been one of the best things in my life. I absolutely love it.
Wider words have never been spoken. You heard that on
Born to be wild.
I absolutely love your face.
I hope I answered your question.